Millie? Are you there? I just wanted to thank you for today. I know I've been keeping you waiting for a long time, but I just wanted to thank you for your patience and for agreeing to marry me.
No, Arnie, thank you so much. You have no idea how long I had been waiting for this. I was so happy when you got down on one knee for me and asked if I would marry you. I can't tell you how many times I had pictured you doing that exact same thing in my head.
I know, I can't believe that we're finally engaged now. We started dating when we were both 23 years old, and it's been 7 happy years together with you.
I know that this doesn't mean that things are going to be perfect between us from now on. I'm sure that there are going to be plenty of challenges that we'll have to go through from here on out. But I'm just happy that we'll be going through them together.
I know what you mean, Millie. I really am so happy about how things went.
I know. This was a perfect day, and I'm so grateful to have someone like you in my life, Arnie.
By the way, how exactly do you think we should go about making the announcement to my dad? And your dad, for that matter. I guess there's a lot of people we're going to have to make calls to now. And given that both of our dads work in the same company, they basically see each other every single day. Maybe we should just go see them at work and tell them both at the same time.
Yeah, I was also wondering about what the best way to go about doing that would be. But I think that might be a nice way to get 2 birds with 1 stone.
So, then you just want to go to their office tomorrow when we can tell them then?
I really think that any time would work for me. I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow. So as long as we find a time that works for all 4 of us, it shouldn't be a problem.
Great. In that case, I'll ask my dad when he thinks would be a good time to go over and be able to talk to the 2 of them at the same time. When he gets back to me, I'll let you know what he said, and we can decide our plan.
Sounds good to me. Thank you for doing that, Arnie. I appreciate you asking about that. Also, speaking of telling people about our engagement, have you put any thought into how we should go about telling your mom?
I've actually been trying specifically not to think about that, if I can be perfectly honest with you.
Well, it's not like I can't understand why. I mean, when we first started dating, she was always telling you to break up with me since my dad was a single father. I mean, we didn't even tell her that we were actually in a relationship until after your parents split up. But we were dating for a whole 4 years before that.
Yeah, I mean, I think my mom actually still isn't sure whether or not we're still dating. Although, judging from some of the things she says, I'm not sure she knows that we are. I think maybe she didn't really understand when we tried to tell her that we were dating because she was so wrapped up in the divorce and all that.
Right. Well, now that we've come this far, I wonder how she's going to react hearing that we are in fact dating each other right now. More than that, we've just gotten engaged. It's going to be a shock to her.
Yeah, I think you're right. We'll have to think of a way that we can tell her about it without giving her too much of a surprise.
Do you think something like that is even going to be possible?
Well, it's been about 4 years since her and my dad have gotten a divorce. And the last time that I talked to her was after that happened, to try and tell her we were still dating. But I haven't spoken with my mom since then. I mean, we're basically estranged if you think about it. To be perfectly honest, I was thinking that we really don't even have to invite her to the wedding if we don't want to. And I think my dad would probably agree with me on that one.
You really feel that way? Well, I guess you would know better than me since I've hardly interacted with her as well.
I know, that is one thing that I regret between us. I should have explained all of this more clearly to you. But I'm sure you can see why that was difficult for me after you met my mom.
Please don't beat yourself up about this at all, Arnie. I know that you were just thinking about my well-being and how I was going to interact with her. I really do appreciate you looking out for me.
Thank you for being so understanding. You don't know how lucky you make me feel to be with you. I really am so happy that we're engaged now. It really is like a dream come true, Millie.
I feel the exact same way. It's like I said, I know that we might have some challenges up ahead, but we'll get through them together.
I know that we will. Anyways, I'm going to talk to my dad and ask him what time he thinks we could go over to see him. I'll let you know what he says.
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much for doing that, Arnie.
Arnie, are you there? You've got some serious explaining to do, young man. I happened to hear from a friend of mine the other day that you were going to be getting married today. What is the matter with you, son? Why wouldn't you tell me, your own mother, that this was going to be happening? Why am I having to find out through the grapevine and the day before it's happening? Well, lucky for you, I know how to act fast. I've already found a place that's willing to rent me a dress, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to make an appointment at the hair salon. But I have no idea just what you're thinking, trying to hold a wedding without your own mother there. Who ever heard of that happening? Anyways, I'm on my way to the wedding right now, so I'll see you soon. Hello there. I take it that this is the phone number for Millie, yes? I really have to say, I am just shocked to see you here at my son's wedding. I mean, just what on earth do you think you're doing here, huh? I thought you and my son broke up years ago. I have no idea why in the world Arnie would invite an ex to his wedding. But I want you to know that you seem to be acting awfully close with my son. I just want you to know that you better not be thinking of trying to flirt with him or anything like that. Because I am not going to have some little girl who was only raised by her father hanging around my perfect little boy. I told you years ago that you both needed to break up. And I haven't changed how I feel about since then. Do you understand me? I realize that a lot has changed since my days when men were worried about the age of their wife or if they were divorced before. But this is too much. You need to quit stalking my son and realize that you've already lost him, okay? It's over. So just leave him alone and let him get married. So you thought you could just ignore the messages that I was sending you, huh? Well, I didn't go through the trouble of hunting down your number just to be ignored. Just remember that you forced me to take things into my own hands, got it?
I was wondering who it was that came up behind me, grabbed me by my collar, and started dragging me out of the venue. And lo and behold, when I turned around, it was you. I didn't even think that you were invited to the wedding in the first place, isn't that right?
You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm Arnie's mother, of course I'm invited. I just have a right to be here. But as for you, I want to know just what you think you're doing here. Don't you know that Arnie ended things with you a long time ago? I want to know what you're doing here.
What am I doing here? Did you? Seriously, just ask me that? I think that I'm here for my wedding day, thank you very much.
What on earth are you talking about? You think that you're going to marry my son? You're just his creepy little stalker. You must really be crazy if you think that this wedding here today has anything to do with you. At all. Don't you realize that Arnie is here to get married to his real bride? You need to learn your place and leave him alone.
Learn my place? How's this for my place? You do know that I'm Arnie's boss, don't you?
What do you mean by that? His boss of what? What are you going on about now, you delusional woman?
Look, I'm going to go back into that venue and I'm going to get married. But you were never even invited here in the first place.
But that can't be right. I'm Arnie's mother. Of course I'm welcome to be here.
No, you're not. Arnie didn't invite you and you two haven't even spoken in years. Don't you get it?
What are you saying? That he's cut me out of his life or something like that?
Arnie, are you there? I think we have to talk about something really quickly.
Millie, I was wondering when I was going to hear from you. Are you okay? What happened? I was just stepping out to get some stuff from the car while helping to set up, and I noticed that my mom started sending me some messages. She said something about how she was going to force her way into the wedding if it was the last thing she does. Have you seen her around here?
Oh, I've done more than just see her. We had a little altercation, actually.
You mean you and her bumped into each other? That's crazy! What happened?
Well, after you stepped out, she barged her way into the building and grabbed me by my collar out of the venue. She grabbed my collar and my wrist, and I think she really hurt my right hand. Thankfully, I'm left-handed, but still, I'm not happy to be getting married after suffering an injury from your mom. But thankfully, one of the friends who was helping us decorate is a doctor, and he looked at it. He said it isn't serious, and it shouldn't cause any serious problems for us.
Got it. Oh, that's really good to hear. But if my mom is here, then I'm going to try and find my dad so we can figure something out.
Please do. I'm sure this isn't going to be the last that you see of your mom today. So if you can handle her, that would be great.
Mom? What in the world do you think that you're doing here, huh? You've got some nerve showing your face around here.
Arnie, what a pleasant surprise. I was wondering when I was going to hear from you. But what do you mean, what am I doing here? I'm your mom and I'm here for your wedding.
But you weren't even invited in the first place. You know that, right?
What do you mean by that? I thought that was some kind of mistake or something.
No, it wasn't a mistake at all. I didn't invite you to my wedding, and we haven't even talked in years. I didn't even send you a wedding announcement, much less an invitation. Just how did you even figure out this was happening today? And more importantly, just what made you think that you were entitled to be here when you weren't invited and we haven't talked in forever?
But Arnie, please, you're being unreasonable.
I'm being unreasonable? You attacked my bride at a wedding you weren't even invited to! Just go home already.
Now you listen to me, son. Like it or not, I am your mother and I belong here.
We don't even have any preparations for you to just show up like this.
How could you do this to me? I thought that you broke up with that sad little girl. I told you that you were not going to be marrying someone raised by a single father.
And just who cares if she was raised by her dad? Why does that matter to you at all?
Because there is no way that a single father would know how to raise a girl well. Not to mention the fact that it probably means the two of them are poor.
And you actually out of your mom mind? First of all, Millie's father is a doctor.
Wait, what? Millie's father is a doctor?
That's right. He's a doctor who actually is a partner in several different clinics around town.
Wait, so he's a doctor and an entrepreneur.
Why are you pretending like you didn't know any of this? I know for a fact that I told you all of this when I first told you that Millie and I were dating.
Did you really tell me? I guess that I just don't remember is all.
Well, I did say so.
But I don't remember that. You can't be mad at me for that.
I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Mom. You're just such a prejudiced, judgmental person, and you never listen to anyone. Now look, Millie and I are going to be getting married tomorrow, and nothing is going to change that.
Arnie, don't you realize what you're doing?
Much better than you do, Mom. Much better than you do. Now do not interrupt our wedding again, or else.
Millie, are you there? We have seriously got to talk about something right now. I didn't believe you when you said it about Arnie, but are you really his boss? But more importantly than that, I was asking around and found out that you're my husband's boss as well?
Well, you two got a divorce 4 years ago, so I'm not sure if he's your husband anymore.
I didn't ask your thoughts about my relationship status. Just answer the questions. I didn't even know that he was even working for the same company that you were. So I want you to tell me why he's working with you and why he's working under you. Answer me right now!
Well, if you really must know, your husband's company went bankrupt 2 years ago.
Wait, you're telling me that my ex-husband's company went bankrupt 2 years ago?
That's literally what I just typed, yes. Anyways, I heard about that from Arnie, and there just happened to be some openings in my company. So, I put in a good word for him. He went through the hiring process. And in the end, he was placed in my department where I'm the supervisor. So yeah, I was able to give him a strong recommendation, and because I knew his skills, I knew that he would be a good fit for my department.
So that's it. It all makes sense now.
Sorry, what makes sense? I don't really trust that you know anything at all of what's going on.
I mean that in the background, it was always you.
Sorry, was that me? Literally, what are you talking about this time?
I mean that on the day of your wedding, when I dragged out of the venue, I told my husband that I wanted to be with him again. I told him that the only reason I said that Arnie couldn't marry you was because I was thinking about his happiness. I thought that if my ex knew that I was only thinking of our son, that he would take me back. But he said no. He said that he would never, ever marry me again. He told me that you attacked his boss and marrying you would ruin his career. I had no idea what he was talking about until I put it together that he had to be referring to you. So, this is all your fault. This is all part of your plan to ruin my life.
I'm sorry, but I was never doing anything like that, and I don't care about who you marry. You and your husband divorced for your own reasons. And from what I hear, it mostly had to do with you spending all the money your ex made. You were so greedy and selfish that he realized he just couldn't be with you anymore.
How dare you say that to me? You don't know what you're talking about. You need to learn some respect.
I really don't. In fact, this whole conversation is just silly. The next time you hear from it, it will be through my lawyer talking about our lawsuit.
You're going to be suing me? For what?
For breaking into a wedding that you weren't invited to and spraining my wrist. Now, goodbye. Apparently, Danny's selfishness and poor spending habits only worsened after her divorce. I found out later that she was swimming in debt from all of this. I think her approaching her husband was an attempt to find someone to pay her debts. She thought that if she could protect her son from his stalker, that he might take her back. It's just too bad she didn't realize that that stalker was her son's fiancé and ex's boss. The lawsuit proceeded, and Danny was forced to pay for my injuries as well as the fee for the trespassing. I told her that I wouldn't cancel her legal if she agreed to sign a restraining order. And Danny realized she had no choice but to agree if she didn't want to go deeper into debt. She was also banned from contacting me ever again, while Arnie blocked her on every medium he could think of. Things are back to business as usual, however, except that now Arnie and I are happily married.
Evan, I have been trying to reach you. Why aren't you picking up your calls?
It's Monday. You know how busy I get on Mondays. What's so important that you won't stop ringing my phone, though?
Your mom just turned up on our doorstep with a whole lot of luggage. She's saying she's going to be staying with us.
Oh, so that's it? That's what's so important? Come on, Aubrey.
You were expecting your mom and you didn't say anything about it?
It escaped my mind. I'm only human and this happens to everyone. Just set her up in the guest bedroom and make sure she eats properly so she can have her rest.
How long does she intend to stay with us? With all that luggage she brought, I don't think she's planning to leave in a couple days.
That's right. Mom will be living with us from now on.
What? I can't believe you would take such a big decision without talking to me about it. You know she doesn't like me a bit.
That's what you think. Besides, she's just lonely and I'm the only one she has. Why would she live alone when she can stay here?
Alone? But your younger brother stays with her and her grandkids visit often. I have no problem if your mom wants to stay with us, but she doesn't treat me right and you never say or do anything about it. The last time she visited, I lost a lot of weight and I became so depressed. I'm actually worried and frightened right now.
That's all in your head.
OMG, why don't you ever believe me when I tell you stuff? Can you at least tell Mom to be nice this time around? Please, I'm asking you.
My mom is nice. She's a great woman. This is about you, not my mom. So fix it yourself. I really need to get back to work now. Be nice to my mom.
Evan, I have been crying for the past 30 minutes.
Did you watch a sad movie? That's the only time you cry.
No, it's your mom.
Oh, come on. My mom made you cry? How's that even possible?
Can you talk to her for me? She keeps saying horrible things to me without considering my feelings. It hurts so much.
What happened this time?
She knows just how hard I've been trying to conceive. So far, all the test results have shown that there is nothing wrong with me. I have been taking fertility drugs and doing everything the doctor asked me to do. Yet your mom won't stop blaming me.
She did that? Are you sure?
You mean that suggesting I purposely didn't want to conceive is open to interpretation? You know how much I want kids.
Come on, she would never say something like that. I think you misheard her.
Misheard? How can you say that, Evan? Ever since she came to live with us, I've been enduring constant bullying and harassment from her.
I don't think those are the right words to use. She's just trying to be supportive because she loves you. Aubrey, she doesn't go easy on me sometimes, too.
So, has she ever told you that you would never amount to anything?
What? She would never do that.
Well, that's what she told me last night. This is starting to affect my mental health. Can you talk to her for me? Please?
Just give her some time, Aubrey. You know she's in a new environment and all, so it might be a bit upsetting for her. That's all.
You're making excuses for her. Why won't you just talk to your mother?
You know what? Fine. I'll talk to her. Are you happy now?
Thank you. You left home pretty early this morning. I told you I wanted to talk to you before you went to work, but you left before I woke up.
Unlike you, Aubrey, I don't have the time to sit on my butt all day doing nothing. I have work. The bills won't pay themselves, will they?
Why would you say that? If I remember correctly, you didn't want me working. You asked me to quit my job and become a full-time housewife.
Oh, now you have the time to disturb me when I'm trying to earn a living. Shouldn't you be doing the chores or something?
Ever since your mother came back, I've been seeing your true colors. Do you know how traumatizing it is to endure harsh treatments from your mother and also be getting the same from you? Why are you doing this to me, Evan?
I'm not doing anything to you. You're the one hurting yourself.
Have you spoken to your mother as I asked? It's been 4 days now.
Well, about that, I'm yet to do so.
OMG, why haven't you? I am not sure how much of it I can take anymore. I really need you to come through for me, Evan.
You're just trying to make my mom look bad. After all, I saw both of you last night in the dining area and nothing looked out of place.
You were across the room with your headphones on. You didn't hear the things she was saying to me. She's really messing with my mental health. I can't keep up with this life, Evan.
What do you mean you can't keep up? Do you want me to chase my mom out of the house? Well, what exactly is your endgame here, Aubrey? Are you trying to come between me and my mother? You keep blowing everything out of proportion. My mom loves you. You know it. Yes, she might be a little harsh sometimes, but what mother isn't? You should be on your knees thanking her profusely and instead of finding faults in everything she does every damn time.
Are you really saying all this?
You're my wife. I would never lie to you.
Now I know where you stand. Good morning, Hilda. Are you awake?
It's 9 a.m., silly. Of course I am awake. Besides, you are just next door, so why are you texting me? That's so rude and lazy.
I have been trying to talk to you in person for some days. I just haven't found the courage yet. So, I've decided to text you instead.
I am not sure I want to waste my time talking to a jobless housewife with no kids.
That's really harsh. This is supposed to be a peaceful conversation. Please don't push me to the wall. I just want to make a request. Can you just stop treating me so harshly? I just want to make peace with you. How would you feel if you had a daughter and she gets treated this way?
What do you mean, if I had a daughter? You know I don't. Are you actually mocking me? Jeez, this stupid girl grew some guts overnight. You know what? You have crossed a line, and I'm about to show you hell. Want a piece of advice? Leave this house because I'm about to make it unbearable for you.
Evan, how could you?
What is it this time? You've become so troublesome lately.
This morning, right in front of you, your mother slapped me and you did nothing.
What was I supposed to do? Slap her back?
I didn't say you should slap her back, but you could have talked to her. All you did was sit on that couch and watch everything happen. I went into our room afterward and you just left for work without coming to check on me. I cried myself to sleep, and I just woke up about 10 minutes ago.
There was nothing I could do. Believe me. Besides, you told her to her face that she was bullying you. That's like calling her a bully. So, what were you expecting me to do after you had said that?
She went too far by pouring water all over my head. This morning is the first time I ever raised my voice at her. I'm dying inside, and you won't even see it.
Dying inside? You're taking this too far. Mom said it was a mistake. Why won't you just believe her? Why are you so hard-hearted? It's a busy day at work. I really have to go now.
You are going to lose me if you keep this up.
You make me laugh. You have no job. How would you survive without me? I have to go now. Talk to you later. Aubrey, you awake yet?
Yeah, what is it?
Please, can last night not repeat itself?
Last night?
You were being such a crybaby and it seriously affected my sleep. You know how much I need my sleep. Did you have to be so selfish? Now I'm finding it so difficult to be productive at work.
Oh, so you heard me crying last night and you pretended like you were fast asleep? You didn't care to know why? Even this morning, you didn't bother to ask me, and you just left for work like that.
The world doesn't revolve around you, Aubrey.
You're pushing me to the wall. You know that, right? Have you even looked at me lately? Because of you and your mother, I've lost weight, I barely sleep, I have just skin on my bones.
You're doing it again, exaggerating things. You need to stop doing this.
You'll never change. I can't believe I didn't see this part of you until now.
You know, everything that's happening to you is your fault. You're just being so uncooperative and it's ruining everything.
So, I should just be bullied and take it all like that?
Nobody is bullying you. Mom has a lot to teach you. Stop being so stubborn. Do you know how many mother-in-laws would take their time to teach you as my mother is doing?
Your mother insults, humiliates, and hits me. Is that what you call teaching?
Everything is just happening up there in your head. Yeah, I know she hit you a few days ago, but you caused it. She's an elderly woman, so respect her. Be patient with her and we'll all be good.
I can see that talking to you about this is getting me nowhere.
I have to get back to work. Just don't cry again tonight, okay? I hate it when my sleep is messed with.
We'll see how this goes.
Aubrey, I've been calling you for hours. Pick up your damn phone. Aubrey, are you ignoring me on purpose?
What is it?
Where'd you keep your phone? I was trying to reach you.
Well, I'm here now.
My mom told me she's yet to eat. Why haven't you prepared a meal for her? Do you want her to starve?
Your mother can make her own meals. I'm not her servant.
What do you mean?
I'm done being treated like dirt by you two, and I'll never do anything for either of you ever again. My main focus now will be to take care of myself and get rid of all that negativity around me, starting with you and your mom.
Just stop all this, okay? Stop clamoring for attention and prepare something for her to eat.
Attention? LOL, I am past that now. I've spoken to my lawyer already. You should be getting the divorce papers soon.
Divorce?
I'm surprised you didn't see that coming after the excruciating pain and terror you and your mom subjected me to. What do you take me for? A pushover?
You didn't really contact a lawyer, did you?
Of course I did. Also, you and your mom need to start looking for a new place to live, because I'm kicking you both out of my house.
What do you mean, your house? It's our house. You can't kick me out.
I bought it before I even met you. You moved into my house. How can you forget that?
Just stop this already.
You have 2 weeks to leave.
Come on, Aubrey. Just hold on. Aubrey! Babe, how are you doing?
Don't call me babe, Evan. Why haven't you moved out yet?
I don't have anywhere else to go.
That's a lie. I know your mother found a place.
That's a slum and you know it. I can't live there.
It's none of my business. If by the end of today your things are not out of my house, I'll throw them out.
Aubrey, I'm sorry, okay? My mother mistreated you and I didn't do enough to stop it. But we don't have to part ways. I need you.
Oh, you do? What did you do when I needed you? You didn't believe in me nor stand up for me. You called me all sorts of names. Evan, you really hurt me, and no amount of sorry can change that. I need to do this for myself. It's over.
I messed up, okay? Please don't do this. I can't cope without you.
Just as my pleas didn't mean anything to you then, your apologies hold no weight now. We've already started the divorce proceedings, so we shouldn't be talking to each other. Also, I don't want to see you in my house by the end of today.
Oh, hold on, Aubrey. Let's talk about this. Aubrey!
The divorce took 6 grueling months, but I was happy when it was all done. I focused on building my life and being a better version of myself. I also started a business, and it's been thriving. Evan and his mom moved into the slum house his mom found, and they hated it there, but it was the only thing that they could get on short notice. And from what I heard, they still live there. I hope they have a good time with each other bullying and harassing themselves.